Imagine it's 3 a.m. The entire world is asleep. The streets are empty, the stores are closed, and the offices are dark. You're sleeping peacefully. But at that exact moment, something is still awake. It's working for you. It's creating value. It's quietly helping build your wealth. No, it's not a person. It's not a robot. It has no face. It has no name, and it never gets tired. Can you guess what it is? The answer is simple. It's your asset. Warren Buffett once said, "If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die." The Bible expresses a similar principle in different words. To those who have, more will be given. But from those who have not, even what they have will be taken away. At first, that may sound unfair. But from an economic perspective, it reveals a powerful truth. People who own income-producing assets have more opportunities to build wealth over time. People without assets often have only one option. They keep trading their time for money. That's why wealthy people don't spend their entire lives working only for money. Eventually, they build assets that begin working for them. Now, think about this. If you stopped working for 1 month, would your income continue? For most people, the answer is no. But for people with strong assets, the answer is often very different. They don't rely on a paycheck alone. Their investments keep growing. Their skills keep creating value. Their digital assets continue generating income, and their businesses keep moving forward. That's one of the biggest differences between wealthy people and everyone else. The wealthy don't just earn more money. They build things that continue creating value long into the future. In today's video, I'll show you 5 powerful assets that could completely change the way you think about money. So stay with me until the very end, because the final asset is considered by many successful people to be the most valuable asset they'll ever own. Asset number 1. Index funds. Imagine owning small pieces of hundreds of the world's biggest companies with just a single investment. It may sound surprising, but that's exactly how index funds work. That's why many long-term investors and financial experts consider index funds one of the most effective ways to build wealth. An index fund is a type of investment that allows you to invest in many companies through one fund. Instead of choosing individual stocks one by one, your money is automatically spread across a wide range of businesses. Most index funds are designed to track a specific market index. That means your investment is diversified across many different companies. This strategy is called diversification. Diversification doesn't eliminate risk, but it can reduce the impact of one company's poor performance on your overall portfolio. Many new investors panic whenever the market goes up or down. But experienced investors understand something important. Being invested for the long term is often more valuable than trying to predict the perfect time to invest. That's why many people invest a fixed amount of money every month. This strategy is known as dollar-cost averaging. Instead of trying to guess the best moment to enter the market, you simply invest consistently over time. However, it's important to remember that no investment is completely risk-free. The value of an index fund can rise, and it can also fall. Before investing, make sure you understand your financial goals, your risk tolerance, and your investment time horizon. Many people believe that building wealth requires perfect timing. But for countless successful long-term investors, the real secret has been consistency and patience. They keep investing, they stay focused, and they allow time to do the heavy lifting. Never forget this. Wealth is rarely built overnight. Small, smart decisions, repeated consistently over many years, can grow into extraordinary wealth. Asset number 2. Dividend stocks. Imagine waking up one morning and finding money deposited into your bank account even though you didn't work a single minute that day. It may sound surprising, but for many investors, that's a real possibility. The reason is dividend stocks. Dividend stocks are shares of companies that distribute a portion of their profits to shareholders. In simple terms, if you own shares in a company that pays dividends, you may receive a portion of those profits. However, there's something important you should know. Not every company pays dividends. Many businesses choose to reinvest their profits to expand and grow. Others, especially well-established companies, choose to reward shareholders with regular dividend payments. That's why choosing dividend stocks requires more than looking at the dividend itself. You should understand the company's business, its financial health, its earnings, and its long-term track record. Experienced investors don't focus only on today's dividend payment. They ask better questions. Is the company growing consistently? Is its revenue increasing? Is its debt under control? And is it likely to continue paying dividends in the future? There's another powerful strategy many long-term investors use. Instead of spending their dividend income, they use it to buy more shares. This strategy is called dividend reinvestment. As your number of shares grows, your future dividend income may grow as well. That's one of the ways investors try to benefit from the power of compounding. But here's a mistake many beginners make. They assume that a higher dividend always means a better investment. That's not always true. Sometimes an unusually high dividend can be a warning sign that a company is facing financial problems. That's why you should always understand the business before making an investment decision. Never forget, dividend stocks are not a shortcut to getting rich overnight. They're a long-term asset that can help build wealth through patience, consistency, and smart decision-making. People who think only about today's paycheck earn income once, but people who own income-producing assets build a foundation for future wealth that can continue growing for years. Asset number 3. Digital assets. Imagine creating something once and having it continue creating value for years. It may sound unbelievable, but in today's digital world, it's a reality for many people. That's the power of digital assets. A digital asset is something you create online that has the potential to generate value over time. It could be a YouTube channel, an online course, an ebook, a mobile app, a software product, or even a website. Building a digital asset takes time, it takes effort, and it takes skill. But once it's created, it can continue reaching new people again and again. Imagine you publish a great YouTube video. That video doesn't work only today. It could still attract new viewers next month, next year, or even several years from now. The same is true for an online course or an ebook. You create it once, but new customers can continue discovering and buying it over time. That's why many entrepreneurs call digital assets scalable assets, because you don't have to repeat the same work every single time. Yet the asset can continue creating value. However, there's something important to remember. Not every digital asset becomes successful. Many people upload one video or launch one website and expect instant results. But real success usually takes time. It requires high-quality content. It requires solving real problems. It requires continuous improvement. And above all, it requires consistency. There's another major advantage. Digital assets don't just create income. They also build your personal brand. People begin to recognize you. They begin to trust you. And that trust can open the door to even greater opportunities in the future. That's why many successful entrepreneurs, educators, and content creators consider digital assets one of the most valuable assets they own. Always remember this. Working for money creates one kind of income. But creating something that continues helping people and generating value for years, that's a true digital asset. Asset number 4. High-income skills. Let me ask you a question. If you lost all your money today, but kept your knowledge, your experience, and your skills, could you build your wealth again? For many successful people, the answer is yes. Because their greatest asset isn't sitting in a bank account. Their greatest asset is what they know and what they can do. That's why high-income skills are considered one of the most valuable assets you can ever own. A high-income skill is a skill that people or businesses are willing to pay well for. Today, the demand for skills like artificial intelligence, software development, cybersecurity, data analysis, digital marketing, sales, copywriting, video editing, UX and UI design, and project management is growing rapidly around the world. These skills don't just help you get a better job. They can also open the door to freelancing, remote work, consulting, or even starting your own business. The biggest advantage is this. A valuable skill can continue generating income again and again. Imagine a skilled video editor. Today, they work with one client. Tomorrow, another. A few years later, they build their own agency. Or imagine a software developer. They begin with a job. Then they create a software product. Eventually, thousands of people start using it. Do you see the pattern? Skills don't just increase your income. They create opportunities to build even more assets. That's why many wealthy people invest in themselves before they invest anywhere else. They read books. They learn new technologies. They take courses. And every single day, they improve their skills. Because they understand something important. Money can disappear. Investments can lose value. But if you have valuable skills, you always have the ability to create new income. However, learning a skill is only the first step. You have to practice, apply it in the real world, and continue improving as technology and markets evolve. Because the world never stops changing. And the people who keep learning are usually the ones who discover the biggest opportunities. Always remember this. There is no investment that offers a better long-term return than investing in yourself. The more valuable your skills become, the more valuable your future becomes. Asset number 5, real estate. Let me ask you a question. What if there were an asset that could generate monthly income while also increasing in value over time? Would that interest you? That's one reason why many successful investors consider real estate one of the most powerful assets they can own. Real estate isn't just about buying a house. It could be an apartment, a rental property, a commercial building, or a piece of land with strong long-term potential. One of the biggest advantages of real estate is that it can create value in more than one way. If you rent out a property, it may provide a steady stream of rental income. At the same time, if demand in that area continues to grow, the property's value may also increase over the years. That's why many investors see real estate as a combination of cash flow and long-term growth. However, it's important to understand one thing. Real estate is not a magic machine. Many people believe that buying any house or any piece of land will automatically make them money. But in reality, it's not that simple. Choosing the wrong location, taking on too much debt, making poor financial decisions, or investing without understanding the market can all lead to significant losses. That's why successful real estate investing requires much more than money. It requires research, a great location, a long-term plan, and plenty of patience. Many successful investors hold their properties for years because they understand that real wealth is built over time, not overnight. There's one more thing you should remember. Real estate isn't always the best first investment for everyone. In many cases, it requires a significant amount of capital. That's why many people first build their savings, increase their income, and then gradually begin investing in real estate. Always remember this. Wealthy people don't simply earn more money. They own assets that continue creating value long after the work is done. And when approached with the right strategy, real estate can become one of those powerful assets. Now, ask yourself one simple question. 5 years from today, do you still want to depend on a single paycheck? Or do you want to build assets that will one day work for you? The choice is yours, because your future doesn't change in a single day. It changes with a single decision. Choose one asset, start learning, and take your first step today. Because the best time to start was years ago. The second best time is today. If you enjoyed this video and want more practical personal finance content, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.